Yeah, it's starting. I see beautiful, beautiful water. It's totally transparent. It feels like water, but it's white, translucent. And I see you as a star, like a sea star right away. And you're pink. You're more like a shape of kind of round, but you do have 5 um like tentacles or whatever they are. But it looks like a roundish kind of sea star. And but those are energies. They're not like a typical sea star with all those suction cups on the legs, or no, not like that. It's just energetic. But then you blend in. You're pink and you're blending in with the turquoise one, and you're becoming one big energy. And you become a ball, and the ball gets lifted up from that particular space. Space is somewhere around. You see it somewhere around the yellow and pink sun galaxy, and there's a big spiral galaxy that looks like translucent energy spiral. It's beautiful because the spiral is made out of little sparkling stars, like stardust. And inside that spiral, that's where that ocean is that I saw. It doesn't really have a floor or anything. It's just like the energy is so nice and fluent. I feel like fresh air and warmth, all this together, kind of like a beach, kind of like you're at the beach. That's what the freshness of it. I feel like this is a place where energies are getting born out of the space ocean and the stardust, and all this composition blends in and forms energetically those sea stars. And sometimes sea stars, like sea star shaped energies, decide to blend in into the spherical energies. And but that's by design, that they would form a sphere when they get together. And you call that other part of you is like a sister part of you, like your twin sister that you found in that big ocean of those energies to blend in and become bigger and stronger. And then when you mature in that space, you get ready to detach yourself from there, and you go to, I see you like making the zoom to, it's kind of a circle around Andromeda galaxy, turning into the Uranus, Neptune, and then Venus, circling around Saturn, making this loop. And then I see like 2 parents, and their energies blending together, and the thoughts blending together that they want a little boy. And it's, I hear a name, Pierre, and it's in France, somewhere in France. It's like a little house with a little fence made out of brownish sticks, like 12th century, like real long time ago. And that spark of 2 thoughts and desires create, you come there by frequency, basically, because it feels comfortable to you. And that was like your decision to manifest yourself into a physical world, and to study yourself in the physical, how you would feel. But the interesting thing is, though, before you incarnate, that other part of you, you blend it in like there's no really distinction. I can't really tell which part is which anymore. But I see that only 20% of you incarnated here, but the other 80 went to Andromeda Galaxy that has little, it's kind of like a nebula there that you're just like another place to explore. And you're saying it's a circle galaxy that is there in that nebula. It's hard to explain. It's like space inside the space, like a big white hole, cylindrical looking. And that 80% is there of you, but is connected closely to the 20% of you here. And this little strand or thread from there is going down here. And I see it's going through space like a ray of light, the connection. And you are absorbing all the information from that part of the universe to give that information to you yourself here in the physical. The thing is, you wanted to get out after the fifth life, but then every time you will try to get out, it's like there's this thing over you, looks like a bell. The energy is dark blue and it's shaped as a bell over your head and down. And it's a foreign energy. It does not belong to you. Because let's say this 20% of your energy, of your big energy is 100. And then out of 100, 30% is this foreign energy. It belongs to some, looks like some sort of ant with wings. I also see a dragon. And I also see some being who says he's a teacher, he's your teacher, and he's just waiting for the student to be ready to accept his teachings. He's like in a black cape, was inside like a red, and he's sent by the system because it's like the maturation of your soul happens at the same time in that nebula and here. So he's waiting for you to become strong and powerful and to see how he can use you. But he's sent by the system, meaning I see like it's kind of like how I see it. So the big round box with the fence around is kind of like the matrix disc. And then around the matrix behind the fence there are little, they kind of look like grays or maybe but look like some elf people, like gray elves, but totally grays though. They shapeshift into elves. It's kind of like a Santa shop. They're just working behind the scenes to insert all these little cords into the walls of the matrix to reprogram it, and also to program consciousness in each body, in each physical vessel in the sleep state when the body is asleep. And it's almost like my visualization as if everybody's in bed and they insert wires or put like the wires, if they can get through, if you're not interfered and clean, they would try to put like a suction cup over you, where your head is, to project some dreams or some negative timelines, and people see them, believe in them, and create them and share the information with others to get more people into this idea. And those are people in black behind them who control or shadow people, matrix people. And those matrix people are projections of the main, this architect who created the whole matrix. But the architect is also like an egregor of different beings. It's not just like one being. It's an energy composed of multiple energies. They wanted to hold, to own the humanity, own the human soul type thing. Um, and that's where this guy comes from them. They have a lot of those. It's like handlers or watchers of certain souls who came here by choice, by their own choice. But then they put this like a bell type thingy, which is represents, it's a symbology of a church's bell, of any bell, because bell is a powerful shape that it holds. It basically siphons the energy out of you and can keep it either inside, or if you program the opposite way, it can keep it inside of you and concentrate it on one dot. And from that one dot, you can teleport yourself. You can rejuvenate yourself. You can shape and shape your body the way you want it. Work on your organs, generate some particular wave technology inside your body, and basically heal yourself by yourself that way. Mm, so that's like a bell of this blue energy around you, and that's probably, it's kind of like I hear you, but I don't see you. So I just tell you telepathically to disconnect mentally from it, because you thought that there was protecting you from him seeing you, and that's why your energy sphere, it's like light, but inside the bell is dark, like you turned off the light not to be watched by him, because you constantly feel like somebody's watching you, and you don't like that feeling. But you just open up, you draw a door, and you come out of it. It's pretty thick energetically, because it's kind of like created like an extra, um, you're saying it's kind of like you put the violin in the box. It's like my box. Um, so you're standing outside of it. It's almost like an extra house inside your energy sphere. And I see like five of those shadow ones came behind that one, and that one, it's almost like he's gone, because he was a projection. Touched him, he disappeared. So you froze those five in your energy sphere, froze a dragon. We'll see how the dragon got in there. And then that little thingy, it looks like a little tiny black ant with wings. So it looks like, and so let's go to your life. It's life 19, number 19, that this ant got into you. It's something has to do with the war, World War One, and I see you like you're a little girl, but it seems like you're helping your mother to, and you're running somewhere in the woods, your mother and your other two siblings, and you're running away, and you know where to go because the army is moving that way, and you need to, you know that they're going to do something to you if you stay in the village. And I do hear you speak French too. But that's when the ant gets into you, because you like live in this, it's almost like a tents you're building there, and you get scared of the ants actually crawling inside when you're sleeping, and that you being scared of insects, ants in particular. He just like manifests as an energetic, attracts by vibration the energetic ant creature. And he says that he's in charge of all the army of ants that are trying to get to your food supplies and to you when you sleep. And he promises you protection from them, that he would redirect his army if you gave him 30% of your energy and you agree to it.
Oh my gosh.
Because you feel like your little brothers would be protected and your mother too.
Okay.
But there's a lot of, it's just like 50 people all together and just kind of moving. There's a lot of movement happening and people are disoriented and there's a lot of spaceships around, and I just see it's almost like lots of energy. It's like fumes of energy, big bubbles of energy of fears, bright like red fumes coming up from people and being absorbed by the spaceships, by the bottom of them. It's like a device that absorbs, and then there's layers of them. There's so many of them. It's like they created this event for energy, and then to take the damaged fractured souls. The fracture part happens when they get killed, when things like that happen. Um, and then the dragon. This is 19's life, and then 25's. That's when the dragon goes. It's kind of interesting. You make a loop and you go into some, like you say, alternative timeline that was in parallel with King Arthur. Um, that's what you said. Um, Timeline, and there's just like a kingdom of dragons because you wanted to experience yourself being in a different shape and form. And I just see you like dealing with different dragons. Some of them have like four heads and yellow in color, like golden yellow, and then the blue ones. And because it's something about the world of those dragons showed up on Earth on one of the timelines because there was a portal that was open um, through some hectic event. Something was done and created this certain portal opening under some castle. What I get this like Scotland, some Scotland, see big castle, and some things were done there in the castle. Was a lot of kids, was like a large, it was like a large family of that bloodline, of reptilian bloodline. I saw some basically rituals created, um, and attracted the dragons who actually came to trying to save the no, they attracted the dragons because they wanted dragon blood for some rituals related with kids, and then they wanted to mutate the DNA of dragons was a human DNA. But then I see the dragons did escape, and you were one of the kids on that timeline, little boy. I can't hear the name. There's something was an M. Malus, something like this. And then you turned into, it's almost like you really wanted to manifest yourself in other reality to live with the dragons because they were the ones trying to save you. And you did manifest yourself in that reality. But that was in those times when where all the reality were so kind of blended in, and it was much easier to do that. And part, I mean, he was attached to you, but he was like happy getting your energy. He wasn't really influencing you much, as I see. He wasn't doing any type of research or anything, kind of like following you like on a string, um, like a little toy or something, just for energy. How this dragon got attached to you? He's more like a friend. I don't feel like he's a negative entity, but he does take up your space in your energy sphere, and he was your best friend in that life. Um, and I see you as a dark purple dragon, and he more like a dark green. Uh, and the interesting thing that actually, in your perception, that relationship with that dragon brought your memories back how you had this, I can say it's like a friendship with that other star kind of shaped energy and how you merged together. So was this dragon when their world started falling apart and that reality started falling apart because Dracos didn't want to them to be in any of the matrices of their matrix control system. They had to go, and you were so attached, and you were more like a human rather than dragon anyway. So in a way, you merged, and you saved him, he saved you before. So it's like this kind of relationship uh, with him. I see. He's in your energy sphere. I feel like you can just open a portal for him. That's what I'm telling you to do. You're opening a portal and telling him, well, you can create the world, fill it up with your creations. You can create dragons also. He does have consciousness, so he can create, and you can create anything you want, and you'll feel comfortable in your world. Just go in. You'll be fine. I'll come visit you someday when my body's asleep and make it comfortable in terms of frequency. And he makes like a high vibrational purple rainbow world, and I see like different shades of purple going, like the northern lights. He goes in there. He created lots of mountains and trees, but he likes flying from mountain to mountain. So he says thank you, and he became more like human, even though in that shape. But he did say that the Dracos destroyed a lot of dragon worlds when humans used to be friends with dragons. Before he came out So you close the portal. He feels good there. He said he's fine. So I'm looking at these five figures. They're like in black cloaks with the hats, with these big black hats. And I see how it's like a very sophisticated system that is hovering over you. It's not inside your energy body, it's outside. It's it looks like if you know, like the spider web after rain, it kind of sparkles with water, and he has this little drops of it sitting on it. That's kind of like over you. It goes from the head over. It's like creates a certain layer of little threads, and they're like little cords. I feel like it's art AI neurological system, like AI neurons, and they connect to your solar plexus under your rib cage, and they go like from the head, from here, from the third eye area over the head, and go like a little cape and turn around and connect here. Because what they do is this thing, it just first of all, on their computer there is definitely a room on Saturn where there is a computer room. I see a lot of humans sitting there by the desks, and I see somebody is watching you and some other person. And they have like out it's like a projection of your how's it called, those things? That's how it looks. Because when you change emotionally, your image changes, your color changes. It's like um they measure your warm or your warmth, your energy you produce, how warm it is. Each emotion, the frequency, everything corresponds different colors, and that's what they see on the screen. It's like your outline of you, like a silhouette, and then colors change all the time. But they also get like your thoughts, but they look like encoded programs. And they also see how your consciousness grows, how you connect things, and how you listen to yourself, and how the connection with the mind soul connection happens. It's all like at the bottom of the screen, it like keeps running as a line. And there's different symbology. I don't even know what those symbols are. There's a lot of S looking, 8 looking signs, little like zeros and ones, kind of stick types with lots of dots around. Uh, so basically, they interested in seeing how your consciousness grows, how fast, what influences is to grow, what can um, stop it or slow it down, things like that. And that is connected to their cybernetic lab, where they create cyborg uh, programs for cyborgs they're going to put in their bodies because they want them to be as close as possible to humans. Um, so you take this net, it's hanging over you. It's almost like maybe 2 inches away from your energy body, but then it goes onto the rib cage and it forms like a knot on both sides. And the colors is like this peach yellow color was mixed with gray when you mix, um, and they just stay there. So it's all like hooked up to the central nervous system and also organs, because it has to read how organs work. the energy and everything, frequency of those two. So you take this one out. There's also, there is something in the left, what is this, left heel? Yeah, there's something in the left heel. It's like the blue little ball. And you're taking it out. It's like a little energy created by you not to forget your own self. Also, there are some things when I'm looking at your mental body, you put some thoughts. It's almost like you write them down in energetically, and you create little balls out of them, and then you put those little balls in your mental body. And because your mental body looks like it's composed of different bubbles, they're mostly blue in color. And that one blue is in the heel that you just took it out of your left foot. And it's kind of like squishy. You said that, well, when somebody tells me something I don't like, I just put it in there, that emotion, because I don't want to hurt anybody. And if they do that to me, I'll just take it out of my head and put it there. And that's where I keep it. Um, so I told you can either transform it or throw it out. And you transformed it into, it's like a ball of grass in your hand. And when you put it down, it unfolded into a grass with flowers right by your feet. So you just transformed into the energy of nature and beauty of it. Put it in the energy sphere. And you just took you created like a powerful vacuum. Looks like a tube that is sucking in with the bag attached to it, sucking in all the balls from the mental body. So all the ideas, all the responses that you held inside yourself to in some situations or regarding some people, it's like it's all there in those balls encapsulated in you. And there's also some metallic threads, and as I told you to check on your etheric body, they're almost like some metallic yellow, dark yellow, like old gold type fibers in there also. It's like the traces of different substances. And now, interesting, when you try to take one out in your hands, it fell apart into little molecules that look like almost like fluorescent purple. Like you look under the microscope, something is fluorescent. It's like that. And they formed like strands of DNA. It's some foreign material, and you say it's just present in it's present in the matrix. It's true. It's those fiber optics or something. They're present and they are in the space in which we are, and you don't know about it when you are interfered. And thus you're pointing in the matrix people. They're the ones who make you, if you're watched, if they're interested in you, they would try to get you to absorb those. So it's like a marker of your etheric body. It marks you, so you glow that way. They know you. You're just sucking those out now too, after you sucked everything from the mental body. Just see them going in there. You're saying that a lot of people do have them. So this is life number 52. It's the number I see. And so you got that vacuum and you're throwing it out in the portal right now. That web you're throwing out to that ball you did throw out. And those matrix shadow people, 5 of them, going into portal. And then I told you to stop and see if there is something that you signed or agreed to, or how did they, because I also see the black ant is still here. That ant was just through a telepathic conversation. There's no contract with him for 30% of your energy, but there's a contract with this. It looks like a computer disk. That's how the contract looks like as they give it to you. But it's like bright blue, shiny metallic disc with a hole inside. And it's crystalline, it's almost like holographic in nature, crystalline. Because when you take it, it unfolds into a book. It can unfold into different. If you want to see it on the screen, it would turn into a screen, and you can just like with your mind turn the pages of different slides and see how they programmed your lives, what they wanted, what events they wanted you to go through for their technology to learn from you as a human, as a soul in a human body. um, you just basically, you said the word combusting it, um, and I see like it turned into it's almost like beads, but they're like kind of shaped as a bow, round, like maybe 8, and then another 8, and then the crisscross lines through them, and you just like did this with your hand and took them, turned them into lotus flower in your hand, and then opened the portal and just said, and now I want it to get dispersed into molecules, and the portal is going to be going into a black hole where they're going to be capped in molecules, transitioned into something that you cannot use anymore. So it just goes that way. The portal is like, I see it's like bright brown color, like dark. So you'll close it and then connect it to the white hole. And then you order them to go out of your energy sphere. They go out, and that ant with the wings goes out too. It's like a female ant. Yeah, goes out too. So now you're just standing in your energy sphere by yourself. But that bell just got dispersed. It's kind of like turned into dust, that energy. When they're gone, it got dispersed because that was their creation, as if it never existed. And you're standing on this grass with all these flowers, kind of smiling. But I feel like that spider web technology, AI, and the bell thingy as a membrane over you, it was really preventing you from getting to the right point, getting to the right destination, or doing something you really wanted to do for yourself for a long time, and to discover yourself fully and completely, to connect. But you were searching for that connection because it's like the energies that get born that way out of in the space ocean. That's how you call it. It's like energetic ocean in the space that forms, creates different shaped galaxies, nebulas, Milky Ways, you know. You want to progress all the time, and it's all about maturity and steps being taken. So, first step, you're born, and then you want to experience yourself in the physical also. It's just part of learning in a way, more like experiencing it through learning to be in a different avatar body, and what that can give you and what that can take from you, to understand the difference and to appreciate you as energy more. You kind of have to be physical to see how much you cannot do, and then that desire would bring you back into non-physical, from where you can create so much, but you cannot appreciate it because it's you can only know it by comparison to the other state of being. So that's basically what you've been doing. um yeah, and that other 80% of you, I see it's just kind of hovering around you. I don't see that long line, energetic line there anymore, because you kind of came back to yourself. And you can call it higher self, you can do that. But basically, you're just more connected to your own. Mm, it's like one source give birth to many other sources, and many other sources give birth to other sources. Like a one cell divides and divides and divides. The same idea. So you can go to the original source, or you can go to the source in any of the universes that created you as that energy that then had the desires to manifest itself, manifest a body for itself, to play in different bodies and projections, play by different rules of physics and sacred geometry, and how the energies connect and how they act together. Because each universe is like you have to know how to do it, how to create under certain conditions. You can do either way. That's all your subconscious telling to you physical. But yeah, you're clean. You can ask questions.
I'm just curious. The the ant, did it give me back my 30%?
Yeah, he just got disconnected. You're like a battery, like a fountain of energy.
Okay.
You always produce.
Okay.
So if somebody takes, I mean, it's taken, it's gone, but the fountain that is non-stoppable and always producing energy, you don't need it back. You
Oh.
produce more. And when nobody's attached to you, so basically it's all your energy. You become your own true self without any interference. Nobody can influence you in your decision making. and nobody can sway you the wrong way like
Good.
before.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've just been sitting over here crying.
Oh, really? You did it everything yourself. I mean, basically, I just kind of gave you the knowledge, information, and you did everything by yourself, for yourself. I was just telling you what you were doing.
Thank you.
Sure. Do you feel connection to that kind of the what I was talking about? Do you feel like you relate to it?
Well, whenever you were talking about, like in the beginning, when you were talking about the how you saw the water and that I was this like round sea star shaped
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Yeah.
I just was thinking because I do like to go um, to the water a lot.
Yeah.
And then one of my questions is that I didn't feel like I had a connection.
With your own true self.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you miss it so much. It's like, it's like you are surrounded by friends who are like exactly the same like you, but at the same time, they're different because they have different colors and different frequencies, energy slightly different. And it's like growing together with an old friend, becoming growing together as friends, and then you have to disconnect to go experience something different. You feel like you miss that, you know,
Yeah.
like nobody can lie to you, nobody will betray you, everybody loves each other as one, but yet you are respect each other for being different. It's hard to find this feeling here on earth like that. It's probably why you just felt this, because when you remember yourself, it's like very becomes emotional, Yeah, but it's good. You're gonna be back exploring, and I feel like you are such an amazing energy. You can transform and mold and shift into anything you want. You can change colors. You're more like pastel colors all the time. Um, so it's like you can do anything you want. And that's why they're hunting for energies like yours, because they can mold it and put it into any container and use it for anything.
Did you
So,
say that I can whenever you were talking about the bell being above me and that somehow like if I knew how to work with the energy inside of me that I would be able to heal myself and my organs. Will you explain that a little bit, I guess?
yeah, it's that you understand how energies work. I see what you do to heal yourself, like you did it in other lives when you were in nature, and more like remembering yourself more than now. Before the session, now you do. You form like a ray of energy inside of you. It looks like a bright, kind of like pinkish going into a like light violet, and it starts spinning, spinning, and in that spin, it it's kind of like covers um it expands your energy sphere, it expands your essence, soul's essence, and in that expansion, everything get infiltrated, penetrated with that light of yours. It gets healed with the frequency of your own essence, which expands, and goes into every single cell, organ, all the tissues. But that's how I see it happens in your particular situation. And I also keep seeing like 18, 18, 18 strands of your DNA. So,
What does that mean?
um, just a number. By the way, the number of strands of DNA we can also change if we wanted to. We can add, but it's we can in the etheric. I can make my strands even 2,000 if I wanted to. But it's just a matter of it's just like they carry the experience and the knowledge of that experience on different galaxies, universes, stars, planets. All your experiences are in your DNA, basically. And the more experiences you have, the more strands you have, the more abilities you develop because you live in different it's like each galaxy, each planet, star has different set of rules of creation and the different things that you can do there according to the planet's essence, desires. Also, it's a kind of like you become a co-creator in a way because the planet or star provides you the canvas for drawing, creating something on it. So it just kind of you makes you develop different characteristics that way, and different knowledge goes into your DNA as remembering. And then you can access your DNA to re-remember what you've been doing, how to do it in other lives. So
I,
it's kind of like a database almost of your own.
that's what I wanted to ask. That was one of the questions that I had kind of jotted down is I don't have a lot of memory. I feel, do you think that by letting go of these or releasing myself from all of this that my memory will come back, I guess?
Yeah, it's gonna slowly come back because what happens when you get clean and nobody's there blocking it, like in your energy sphere, it would just slowly come back. You would, it all comes from confidence, believe in yourself, because we are programmed not to believe in ourselves. We are programmed not to be confident. We are programmed to search knowledge from outside that somebody knows better than us. But how can anybody know better than you if you yourself is so unique? You know, you come from this
Yeah.
place. Nobody else knows how it is in that place and how you felt, what you experienced. The way you view life is totally different from others. You are very sensitive too, and so others are not that way because with you it's more like you experience more like energy form,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like the soft flowy energy. So anything's like too material and too harsh would really affect you, and you're trying to stay away from it, because there it just like you're just like blanketed and in safe place with others just like you. You're friends, you feel good, you giggle, you laugh, you talk, things
Yeah.
like that. There's nothing to worry about. And here you are in this reality. I mean, it's like day and night. So,
So I guess too, like just because of that, then that explains why I always feel sad, even though like I haven't even had like a horrible life.
yeah, you miss it, and you just like, I see you how you always try to get out. And it's just like you would, like a fish trying. just flies flies, or like a bird flies real fast, and there's like a glass
Uh-huh.
or like a fish, and it doesn't understand it's in the confinement of the yeah, glass bowl, and it's kind of like you're feeling like you're just stuck and they wouldn't let you go, and you you get this feeling every time you come out of incarnation, oh, I'm free, you go all the way up, and here's the layers of this stupid dome they created, and you kind of bang into it and go fall down as a bird disoriented into yet another incarnation. So that's the feeling of sadness. Like they wouldn't let me go back to my place. I love it there. Yeah. So if you have any more questions, I can still connect it to you.
Oh, okay. Uh, I had a lot of was having a lot of issues with my periods lately, and was anything connected to that? I guess.
It's just it's that your sensitivity, your reaction of you're very like this pink, like female energy sensitive, and it affects anything related to that in that female body. That's what I feel. It's like the nostalgic feeling of feeling alone and sadness and all this connection, but yet disconnected.
Uh huh.
Um, it kind of affects that part because also you're still like, despite all these lives, you still understand more how to create energetically. Like, even in terms for you, like children should be just energy, created and not physical. Like you really have hard time associating yourself with the physical body. And it's also part of it that I feel is playing this, affecting. Mm, but you kind of like have a tendency to put, like I said, if something bothers you or somebody said something that, negative or something you didn't like, or even the news or something, I don't know, and then you would encapsulate it and put it in different parts of your energy bodies. So that might have been affecting you also because there was a lot of those capsules in your mental body that you removed. And
Are
of
we?
course it affects the physical body. Now you removed, you cleaned everything.
That's what I was gonna ask. Okay, so going forward, I need to be releasing those capsules into space, into the void,
Yeah,
or give it back to source.
right. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's not gonna bother you anymore. You just needed information to
Okay.
understand you. When you understand yourself better, that clear head, that's clearance in your head, you're clear, you understand, it clears up your body also, your
Okay.
physical body.
Okay. Well, I don't really have any other questions. I think I was just more concerned of my health, and but I can see that I was just doing it to myself. um,
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a prisoner, without seeing the prison cell, basically. Yeah, just needed information. That's what we're all striving for in this life. And, that's the goal of this life, to understand with the rational mind that, how we got into the situation, get out of it, cleanse ourselves, and know our power. Because all this knowledge, we're going to keep it after, we can't get out of the physical body, after we decide that this life, it's time to go. And I mean, then we got all the knowledge, how powerful we are, how we can easily exit any matrix. There's no doors that can hold us in anymore. And they're afraid of it. That's why they control through information, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Well, thank you.
mhm. You're so soft and like a rose that opens up and like light pink. That's just like the softness of you. Okay, let me turn off. Record.